All right, boys and girls. So another part of geometry that we talked about was measuring angles. And as you can see here, this is something you probably put in your journal back at school. And when you have it on a piece of paper, of course, the first thing you do is highlight the angle. I did that here so that you can see the angle in the picture more clearly. At home, you might want to take a couple of pencils and put on the screen maybe to see what kind of angle you have. And that's the second step. Is it acute, right, or obtuse? This angle right here that we're looking at on this protractor is an acute angle. And so now what we do is we look and we find 0, and it's right there. And that means we're going to use the bottom numbers. Remember, you only want to use one set of numbers. It doesn't matter which set you use, as long as you use the same set, like always use the top or always use the bottom. And so here we have, this is 0, and then we look along here, here's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And so this ray crosses at 60, so we say this is a 60-degree angle. And that's the other way you might measure an angle. You can also count like a number line. See, you can count by tens, and then remember these kind of smaller but not tiny lines are your 5s, and then you have 1s. So that's a 60-degree angle. Let's look at this angle. Here, this is obviously a big obtuse angle. It's nice and wide. This time, 0 is on top, so I highlighted the top numbers, and I can start counting again. Here's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. So this is a 120-degree angle. So that's when it starts at one of the zeros, it's pretty easy. You just have to kind of make sure you're using the right set of numbers, either top or bottom. But what happens if it's not at 0? I don't think we included that this week, but really and truly, it could happen. So again, you always want to highlight your angle. Here it is. It's an acute angle this time. That means my number needs to be less than 90. That kind of helps me. And then you have two ways you could do it. I always use the top numbers and label my rays. So this guy is at, here's 60, and this is 80. So this one is at 70. And over here, this ray is between 100 and 110. And so halfway between those is 105. And then, of course, we would subtract those. If you don't want to do that, you could count around the protractor. Remember, the protractor is just a round number line. So here, from this line to this line is 10, 20, 30, and then we're going halfway, so 5, that's 35. So you could do that as well. All right, so that's nice and easy. Measuring angles, you've got this. I think there's just one question on your graded assignment on it, but hopefully you'll remember how to do that. All right, next up is going to be missing